Okie dokie. So it's the ball's in your court.
All right. Well, we are going to basically Tom will be at a desk writing letters, and then Mila and Patrick, I assume, would just be in the room. We're gonna have when he wakes up, we'll be in the RV. I want to say Winnebago too.
I
Um,
know, eh?
um, we'll have him. Honestly, at this point, I don't think we really even need to tie him. We'll just have him sitting in a chair. Um, I do want to state basically that when we take the pictures and do the stuff, we're gonna take several copies of everything, um, and then when we wake him up, yeah, we should be ready to go.
Does he have his clothes on?
Yeah, we'll put his clothes back on.
Okay. So who was in? Okay, never mind. We'll talk about this afterwards. So he comes to now.
Hmm.
His eyes kind of flutter open and they sharpen a little bit. He kind of takes a quick look around the room in a very surveying type of way. And he says, oh, with a bit of a slur in his speech, and he goes, you know, the coalition has this new sedative that doesn't have the groggy after effects. If you're gonna keep putting me under, I'll just fucking give you somehow. Oh, sorry, Castle.
Oh, I don't think it was the sedative that made you so groggy. I think it was your very late night. I have something you might want to take a look at, and I'll hand him the file, I guess, that he can open up, and inside, he will find pictures of him and Tom, both shirtless and kind of sweaty, snuggling up
Gross.
together in bed, asleep. And he will also find in there several letters pinned by Tom to him that are basically love letters, talking about how much he's in love with Nathan, and how he hopes to see him again, and little tidbits of information here and there. And I basically just give it to him and let him
Mm-hmm.
start looking at it, and I say,
Yep.
"Well, Nathan, it seems that you have a bit of a problem."
Castle, when I initially gave you my proposal, he's saying this while he's just flipping through the
Mm-hmm.
letters and pictures and everything like that. And he goes, when I initially approached you, I figured there was a really good chance you'd run, a small chance that you'd, comply completely. And an even smaller chance of you doing something really stupid like trying to kill me. I thought that was what you were planning to do. You're going to torture me or something like that. But this, he says, he kind of taps the dossier. He says, this I did not expect. It's not going to work, but it's what I didn't expect it. I do have to admit that.
Oh, it will absolutely work. You see, several copies of this have already been digitized and sent to my sources still in the Coalition. If this were to ever get out that you are sleeping with a known and highly wanted terrorist, and that you've been divulging Coalition secrets to him while you're said sleeping, well, your career's absolutely over.
Okay. And how do you? What stops me from me just going up to them and telling them the truth, saying that I was ambushed by you, that I was sedated and blackmailed with this falsified reports? Why would they believe an ex-spy over someone that's already there? Plus, I already have eyewitnesses to say that you kidnapped me. It wouldn't be that far from a stretch, now would it?
Oh, wow. You must not be remembering how the Coalition works. Go ahead. Tell them the truth. Try to deny that. And like I said, it's not the word of me, an ex-spy. It's a word of my contacts who are very prominent in the Coalition. But you know what? Let's say they believe you. Let's say that they look at these pictures and they don't think that you were sleeping with a known terrorist. At the very least, one of their operatives was completely compromised, stupid enough to walk into a field by himself where he let an ex-agent capture him, sedate him, and put him in such a compromising situation. At the very least, you can kiss any promotion goodbye. They'll never be able to trust you again.
Okay. So I'm going to go on a lot of assumptions. We'll assume that you do have these contacts that you say. I really can't say one way or another. Let's assume everything that you say is right. That I'm either would be too embarrassed for a lie or too embarrassed because of the truth. What do you want, Al? Let's get to that point. You always did talk so goddamn much.
It's a gift. I want to be left alone. And I want you to do your best to make sure the Coalition leaves us alone. That's it.
So my deal, except for the information part that you'd be giving me.
Yep, pretty much. But I'd also prefer not to ever see you again. That would be a great bonus.
Well, you might not see me, but I'd see you. Al, regardless of how all this plays out, I have one advantage over you that you will never shake. Do you know what that is?
I'm waited with bated breath.
Well, there are some fights that you just can't win, you know? A force can be so overwhelming that no tactical approach in a fight is going to lead to a victory worth having. The Coalition is that overwhelming force. If you end up dead in all of this, it doesn't affect me whatsoever. But if I die, if I get replaced, all my information goes to the next guy. And the next guy isn't going to act the same way as I do. He's going to be able to see where the targets are. He's going to send someone there, and he's going to kill you. And they'll send everything that they can. Because that little known terrorist that you know, my new little snuggle buddy, he's now just made it up to the top 5. So they're just itching to find out where he is. So as for professional, we'll play. I'll play along for now. I'll lengthen your leash. You don't have to give anything to me. But both you and I know this isn't over. I'm going to find all this fake evidence. If you do have any contacts, I'm going to find those out as well. And when I know for sure, you'll see me again. And my next offer is not going to be nearly as generous.
You should keep 2 things in mind. One, if I die, by any means, really, this information will be let loose. So, quite honestly, it would be really would hurt you if I were to die in all this. And 2, about my contacts, well, let's think about this logically. Maybe I don't have contacts. Maybe you're calling my bluff.
Oh, I'm pretty confident.
Cap. Right. I just happened to accidentally find one of the top 5 most wanted terrorists and just accidentally fell into the tens of millions of credits that would be needed to buy, a behemoth and power armor and cyber weaved skin. I tap my skin. You're right, because, I'm just that good. Or, another thought. Hey, Tom, you were writing this in one of your letters. Our dear friend here was telling you the other day, what's one of the most favorite ways for the Coalition to get money to their agents untracked?
Wasn't it treasure hunting?
Treasure hunting. Right. Spy 101, right, Nathan? If you need to get money to an agent, but you don't want a paper trail, you arrange for them to find, I don't know, like a dragon skull. And then he sells it to some local merchant, and then he's got all the money he needs, and there's absolutely no evidence leading back to the Coalition. I'm sure you remember this, but you know what? No. Maybe you're right. Maybe I just did it all on my own. That is a risk I would love to take.
Well, you are taking big risks. You're not going to listen to what I say, that's fine. So, he says as he just runs a tongue along his swollen lip, you're going to make me walk back, or are you going to be nice enough to give me a ride?
I'll give you a ride, but before we go, one thing you should know. There are some fights that you just can't win. There are some forces that are so much better than you that you'll never be able to win them through any tactical approach. Just a friendly reminder.
Oh, good. You do remember what Harkin said. That's awfully nice. You're not that force, Al. You're far from it. And
And you're sleeping with a terrorist. Then I just get up and walk away.
okay. So Owen kind of looks around and in the room there, and he goes to all of you, to Patrick, to Mila, to Tom. He goes, if you're smart, you'll leave and never come back. And you, Tom, I'd run really far. Because you're as good as dead now. This is only ending in one way, and that's with your corpse. You can thank your new best friend for that.
Oh, you're so cute when you
Okay.
try to be threatening.
Yeah,
So
I suppose so.
So honestly, what has changed?
He's got a point.
Because the coalition would kill me anyways if they got me. So
Well,
all of this just
He kind of gets up and goes to the chair, and he kind of looks around, and he says, my offer was genuine. I would have let you go as long as you didn't act against the coalition and give us a little bit of information. You could have lived the rest of your years. That deal is void now. Either I protect you out of fear, or I find a way out of this dilemma, and then you're dead. It's just that simple. That's what's
Okay.
changed, kid. And he walks out the door. And he goes outside, takes a breath, and he goes, well, I'm ready for my ride, Al. And when we get to town, you better let me get to talking. The Sorkin's honor is going to be a little jumpy. So we're going to say this was a test of their capabilities, that you were in on it, okay?
Fair enough.
Okay. So, do you guys want to mention anything else? Anything you might want to say on the ride over there? Owen isn't actually going to say anything. He's going to be very, very quiet. Just take a look around.
No,
Anything? No?
No.
not
not really.
All right. Okay. So, sure enough,
I think I would say
Uh-huh.
one last thing, probably during the ride.
Uh-huh.
I would say, I'm not quite sure how I would say this. I would say probably like this. I know what you're going to try and do, and I get
Mhm.
it. But at the very least, you have my word. You leave me alone. This will never get out. I know. It's not good enough for you. That's fine. But I am not a complete liar.
okay. Well, fair enough. I was never worried that you wouldn't do what you say, Castle. I'm just don't like the fact that you have one over on me. It's not going to last very long. But here's the big thing that you'll really want to worry about. I was going to kind of keep this in my hand, but I just love talking to you so much, Castle. Be careful what you wish for. At any point, I can go rogue as well. It's possible. It's feasible. I mean, if I feel the pressure's on me too much, I could always leave. And me leaving is the same thing as me dying. You'll have no control over anyone if I'm gone, if I just ghost away. You think about that too.
I would say, well, then that, Nathan, would be an interesting day.
Yeah, it would. It would. Very interesting. And that's it. That's all the conversation that he wants.
Same here, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you get to Innisfail, and there's a bit of a tense situation. The town itself is fine, but the mercenary group, Sorkin's Honor, has moved camp. It's now right next to where the Endless Storytellers are, and they have them surrounded. They're refusing anyone going in or out of the Endless Storytellers camp compound, and they are forcibly preventing the traveling troop from moving. That is, of course, until you guys show up. And Owen very convincingly explains to both the men and to his CO that you were under his employ as just a temporary contractors. Because he felt that things were getting too lax with security, especially security of high personnel, that a drill would had to be done. And unfortunately, those responsible have failed the drill, and they will face the consequences. And with that explanation, they are left. Sorkin himself apologizes to Zoe and the rest of the troop, saying that he didn't really know, but sometimes his XO likes to spring these surprises. And before they had arrangements to... Sorkin and Zana were going to kind of travel down the same path as the Endless Storytellers and kind of give them some additional protection on the road. But because of these new tensions, that's not happening. The two groups are going to just part ways. All right? So... that resolves that situation. And Owen, before Owen leaves your presence, of course, when he makes sure there's no one else hearing, he goes, "See you later, folks." And that's
Patrick gives a small wave.
Oh my God. Oh, Patrick.
Tom will blow a kiss.
I was drinking.
Owen Van catches the kiss, wipes it on his ass, and gives you the finger.
Tom shrugs.
Wow, Tom, you sure know how to pick 'em.
Shut up, Al.
Okay.
I would say, I think actually after that, Al would get kind of serious and be like, "Look, I know that wasn't pleasant, and I'm sorry, but thank you, all of you guys."
Okay.
Well, hopefully this doesn't bite us in the ass.
Oh, it will.
Probably will.
Oh, it will.
Mm.
Just hopefully later rather than sooner.
Yep.
So after you guys get settled for a little bit, Zoe definitely wants a meeting. Zoe and Caleb, which the head and the head of the head manager and the head talent scout. They want to have a meeting with you guys, wherever you want, either at their place or yours. But do you open up the behemoth to them or no?
Oh yeah.
I have no objections.
I would say
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't see why not.
All right.
I'm going to be a little hesitant on that. I'm going to tap Al on the shoulder and be like, "I'm not sure what they did, but they did go into the behemoth. They may have bugged it."
Okay.
Oh.
If they're standing in front of us, I'd say, well, perhaps maybe we should meet somewhere you're more comfortable.
Sure. You can just meet in Zoe's office. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So, Zoe, Zoe does not look too happy. She doesn't look angry, but she looks stern, as she sometimes does. Well, Caleb, for the first time, kind of looks worried. And Zoe starts this little meeting with you fine folks with saying, "Well, that was one hell of a plan. For a second, I thought you skipped town and we're all going to die to a bunch of jittery mercs. So did your plan work, or do we have bigger things to worry about?"
It worked. Nathan loves his career far too much to risk anything now. Of course, he will try to get out from under my thumb, but really, the good news for all of you is his focus would be solely on, well, not
Us.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
She's like,
I was going to say,
Mhm.
but rest assured, he is firmly under our thumb.
okay. She says, "I have to admit, this does make me a little nervous. Both Finger and I are of the firm belief of the less coalition involved, the better. And you've now kept them at bay, which is great. I won't threaten you or anything like that. But let's just play out the rest of the tour here for the 4 months. If everything's quiet, if everything's calm, if everything's good, then we can continue on. But if there is some trouble or some tensions or some other problems that crop up, maybe this won't be a good fit. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay?
Let me put your fears to rest. I understand the past few days have not exactly been stellar for our relationship.
No, first there was a witch, and now there's the coalition. I would
We
much rather
killed
take
the
100 witches. Oh, good. I'm glad. Don't get me wrong. It's just, it's a lot for the first stop of a tour. She kind of
Yeah.
says.
Yeah.
And Caleb kind of gives a bit of a laugh, a nervous laugh.
But let me put your fears to rest. We like it here. We like you guys. Whatever your feelings are for us, we enjoy your company. If it ever comes down to it, where I think, I'm sure we all feel the same way. I'd look at everyone. If we think our presence here is a danger, and not a help, you won't have to ask us to leave. We'll do
Yeah.
it on our own.
Of course.
But, on the other hand, we did just kill a witchling and a group of bandits who were sucking on travelers, and made the coalition give you such a wide berth that you shouldn't hear from them in a long time. We might actually be rather useful to have around.
This is true. This is true. Right now, you're just... You folks, with all due respect, you're kind of like a loaded gun. It's good to have one underneath your pillow, but it's not so good when it's pointed at you. So as long as you guys are pointed away, we might be okay. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay.
I lean over to Al like, why would we ever point at them?
Good. All right. She kind of gives a bit of a sigh, and she says, all right, with the new tensions, I think it's time for us to leave. We were hoping to give a one final going away bash for the people of Innisvale, but I think it's best that both these sets of strangers just leave their little farming community. The next stop is going to be a little bit bigger, though. It's going to be New Laszlo, and that's pretty profitable. She smiles, and Caleb is starting to warm up a little bit, too. Well, you'll just have to see New Laszlo. Have any of you been there before?
I can't
No.
say that I have.
All right, fair enough. You're not squeamish around magic, are you?
No.
It's like, yeah, no.
Good, because they use it like crazy, and we like to incorporate as much of it in the axe as possible because they eat it up like crazy. So, put on your traveling shoes. We're going to head out in a couple hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So I think this is going to be a relatively good way to end things. However, there is one last little business we should finish up on, and that is, of course, the strange map that you all found.
Yeah.
So, let's chew on that for a little bit here. Do you have any other questions about the map? Any skill checks you want to make? Anything at all?
Is I was gonna say, is
I'll
anyone
show it
opposed
again.
to showing it to Zoe and the others?
I'm not. I'm not opposed to that.
I want to make sure what did you say about the inner and outer circles?
The inner circles are divisible by 5. The outer circles are divisible by 10. From what you can gather from it, it's a way to mathematically map distances away from the center. So you know exactly how far you need to travel to get to the center point from any of those circles. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
10. So 4. 10, 8's 4.
Anyways, so you're opposed from
I-
showing it to other people?
I'm not opposed, but I think I'm going to be really interested in LU. The only thing I can actually think of in person is like latitude and longitude, which that's not LU.
No, it's not. A skill check
Land
might
unit.
enlighten you. Yeah, but what skill check I can't tell you because then that's just me explicitly telling you what it is. I gotta make you work a little bit for it.
All right. LU. Cheesy crazy.
You can also ask around.
It's. I want to say
You
it's
want me
some
to give-
sort of distance. So if there's land navigation, that might help.
Sure, do a land navigation check.
Okay. Not failed.
Yeah. You're not too sure. Do you want me to give you a rundown on some of the main members of note again for you?
Name members of
For the
Sure.
group, so of the endless storytellers.
Oh.
So you're like, oh, maybe we should ask them somebody. Yeah, I give you more of an idea who to ask, perhaps, if anyone can give you a hand.
Sure.
That helps. Okay,
Yeah.
because I know you said you guys want to ask around, and it's been a while since I've said all these names. So of course, we know Zoe, who's the manager, Caleb, who's the executive officer and the head cantor, Giovanni, the firebrand Bonfield, of course, Burner Raiders, or sorry, Tom's mentor, Kennedy Dodge, which is the head medic, Tessa Deathclock, who is the juicer, who is trying to still set up a Daredevil display. She's still working on it. Siren Rycroft, the elven fast talker, and Moshani, which is the DB, that feline DB, the juggler there. There, of course, are other members of the troupe, too. There are performers and laborers and all that, and security personnel.
Who's
But-
the one that was helping? No, it was the fast stalker. The helping Piff with the
Yeah,
exhibit.
Siren Rycroft, yep.
Can we just straight up ask Zoe who she feels we should talk to on such an issue?
So he says, as much as I hate to say it, and as long as you don't mind hearing them blather on, Siren's probably your guy. Of course, what he tells you might be a bold-faced lie, or he might embellish it a little bit, but he's an elf. He's probably lived a couple of 100 years, and elves kind of are in tune to magic from my understanding, so that's your best bet, I think.
Thank you.
Okay. So, when you search for Siren, Siren is...
Oh, shit.
What?
I just realized what I might want to do. All right. Since this is in an elven language, I might want to try to do my draconic language to maybe understand what LU is in draconic.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Roll that.
I fucked that up too. Okay.
No. But you think you're like, yeah, LU might be the letter L and the letter U translated into this elvish draconic thing. It might you have a feeling it might, but you just don't know the vocabulary. It's like a slang word or an abbreviation. You know, if you speak English, you know what LOL is, right? But unless someone
Right.
tells you what it is, you don't know.
Right.
So, yeah, you think so, but you're not too sure. Do you hunt down Siren?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so when you track Siren down, you find out that he has convinced the laborers to not pack up the little oddities show just yet. And he's in the middle of giving a personal tour to some, he says, very pillars of the community who just wanted some time alone with some of these artifacts. And it's quite clear that he's pocketing the money. He's just, but he kind of scoots them away after you come on in and goes, "Hey, how's it going? Yeah, we're just ready to pack up. Just some last people were just peeking on through. Thought I'd give them one last spin around. You know, you never know if they're ever gonna see this dragon skull again, right?" And some pictures fall out of his pocket, pictures of the dragon skull. Underneath of it says 5 credits each, and he goes like, "Oh," and he starts to scoop them up and put them back in his pocket. So, what brings y'all here?
That is way too overpriced for a dragon skull.
No, not that. I'm not selling the dragon skulls. Just pictures. Just pictures. That's all. You know, a little side business. It's no big deal. No harm, no foul. Right? Right? We're pals. We're partners in all this. Right? Right, Patrick?
Put my arm across the shoulder. Yes, we are pals, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
And pals help each other, don't they?
No, they sure do. No, they help each other. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. You bet.
Patrick has an interesting map that he was hoping you might be able to help him with, Patrick. And then I just kind of like completely drop the friendly act and just kind of start walking away.
I go, "Oh yes," and I go over and I show him the directional things and ask him if he knows what LU might mean.
Okie dokie. He goes, oh, let's see here. And he takes a look at the map a little bit, and he goes, "Hey, out of curiosity, where'd you find this?" He asks while he's thinking.
I think somewhere around east of here, there's a mine somewhere.
Oh, okay. He says, "Well, now I could be wrong, but LU stands for lay units, which is an old way of measuring things. Back in a few other places, few other dimensions, I should just say, they don't have distances like, you know, the old empires like feet and meters or anything like that. They go by ley lines and how long they spread out. So an average lay unit is about, I don't know, about 3 miles, 3.5 miles, give or take. I could be a little rusty on my conversion, but I could be wrong with this big old blue streak down the center of that. If someone drew a ley line to me, that's what I would put down." That good? We're good?
Oh, yeah. By the how do we read the 6.24 out of 34?
Oh, God, I don't know. I don't deal with numbers. I don't deal with math. I have no clue. All I know is that whatever that number comes up is how many lay units you want. That's my guess, at least.
All right.
Okay. Oh, and as you leave, it goes, "Oh, so we're not going to tell anyone about, you know, the pictures and the private show, are we? You know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, huh?
I look around if anyone's gonna pipe up.
Of course.
What, you are going to tell or you're not going to?
Of course not.
Oh, okay, good. That little knot is important there, kiddo. You know, that a little knot can change worlds, you know? Like, we will destroy you or we will not destroy you, right? Okay. Anyway, have a great day. See you on the road.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right, Mila/Nora, are you doing anything in particular, or you just don't want to listen to this jive turkey talk, so you're just retiring?
She hasn't said anything since really we got back, so she's just going back to the behemoth. Just,
Okay.
You by yourself, I guess.
Play with Hannibal.
Yeah.
Hannibal loves it too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody want to take the behemoth out for a spin?
Literally spins the behemoth around, kills 7 people. No, just kidding.
Well,
No. Sorry, go ahead.
weren't we going to go to New Laszlo?
Will we
Did
be able
you
to
want to leave
find-
this behind?
Yeah, I was gonna say, will we be able to follow this map if we go to New Laszlo?
Well, can we catch up to them?
I think Patrick should do another math check.
Can I
Alright.
do one too? Just for the
Sure.
gigs and shiggles?
I got.
You got it.
All right, Al.
I don't think I got it.
Okay. Patrick, you're able to
Now
do
that I
the
know it's a
convert-
ley line.
Yeah. Now that you did know the ley line, doing your math check, you're able to find out exactly the exact distance in ley units is going to be. Doing the conversion of 3.5 miles that you were told, you figure that looks like it is going to the east and the south, and it looks like it should be around, you're thinking maybe 60 miles off, right? Now, the good thing is that New Laszlo is 150 miles to the southeast as well. So, it stands to reckon you might be, because you're in a behemoth and because it's a long, slow caravan following a road, you might be able to make a detour as long as you give them a heads up.
Alright. I relay that information. I will note generally where the last cave thing that we were in before.
Okay,
And-
good.
I'm going to assume that that was at least close.
Mm-hmm.
And I will try to. Well, first we have to freaking find that ley line.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about finding the ley line. I can find it.
All right. If that was south and that way, and we start out here, so that means if that was there, we were. Would you be able to detect a ley line at this point? Because this would probably be the
You
closest.
can't detect it right now. No.
Not at this point, no.
When you get
We-
close to one, he'll sense it.
All right.
Just point me in the direction, and when we get close, I will tell you.
What,
Or you'll see it. Ley line
okay.
seen in the
if
daytime.
we're gonna pass it, Jesus Christ! All right, yeah.
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 For sure.
I just have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I think we're gonna wrap things up for this session. Is there any last little minute things that you guys want to bring up at all?
No.
Okay.
Other than, oh boy, we screwed that
boy.
up so hard.
It works.
I don't know.
It
I don't know if you screwed it up. I think the end result was the same. Just the getting to the end result was way rockier.
Yeah,
and
Honestly,
things-
I don't think I would have had it any other way.
Yeah, I love it. He starts to stir. Ah! Sponge!
Actually, what I love the most is because I was trying to play Al the way Al would be, but I love that he kept getting one up, like punched in the nose.
Yeah.
Trying to
Gives
keep
him a
from
little
getting-
humility.
Exactly, yeah, getting too high up
Yeah.
on that horse.
All right.
I do think that maybe we should think about getting Zoe something. Let's be honest, we've had a rocky couple of days.
Yeah. It might be a good idea.
I don't.
Oh, I remember what to say too. Sorry, during your initial meeting with Zoe,
Mhm.
she does, once Caleb leaves, Zoe does say that she passed on the message to Finger, to Perrin, and Perrin says that any help that he can give, he will assist with.
That does remind me.
Especially if it involves getting the coalition out of everyone's hair.
That reminds me. At some point, we need to, and we can just say, digitize the photos and the letters and send a copy of it to Perrin, with instructions of, this is blackmail for this man. If there ever comes a time when the coalition's breathing down our necks, use this however you feel you must. But you know,
Okay. Well, we'll just
Okay,
say.
now
I mean,
I'm fucking confused.
why?
You're not saying this in character, are you?
No.
No, I'm saying it's what
Oh,
we do.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Never mind.
no. Yeah, you're just saying that's what you do. He's not saying this in character. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Well.
let's be honest, Perrin's the only contact we have. I don't have any coalition contact.
Exactly.
I was lying through my teeth, and I'm just glad Nathan didn't see through it. Tried to be as convincing as I could, but no. But Perrin is still a pretty powerful man, and you know, and if
Oh, yeah.
nothing else, someone should have a copy of this in case something happens to us or we lose ours or whatnot. And I think he's the most trustworthy man we could give it to. So
Definitely.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll say for the sake of simplicity, if you trust Zoe, Zoe can promise not to look at it. She'll give her word on that, but she can handle digitizing it and making sure that parent gets a secure, encrypted copy.
sure.
And she ensures you that this is not the first time they've had to encrypt information, so they're kind of old hat at it. So
Got it.
they have an expert touch.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, we'll end the session then.
And I'm sure this will never ever come back to haunt us again.
Marco Wisdom made a really
Sure.
good point. He's like, no, it has to. This is too big of a plot point. It's true. This is like a giant stiffy for a DM. What? Ongoing tension? You killed one of my ongoing villains, and now I have another one that you can't overtly kill because then there's consequences? So, yeah. He's not, I mean, and he made it quite clear. He's not going to just sit on his laurels and have you get the upper hand. He is going to try to wriggle free. But we'll see. That'll be a fun little cat and mouse game. Little tug of war. Battle of wits, so to speak. But
Yeah.
for now, he's complying, a.k.a. you guys can adventure for a little bit without me having to worry about that. But he'll crop up. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
How and when and under what circumstances, who knows?
He'll sleep
Yeah.
with someone better than Tom.
What did you just say to me?
He'll sleep with Finger!
Oh God.
He'll have a picture of Finger in him, and I'm like, ooh.
Like, your move. Wait, no, you just blackmailed yourself
What?
even more. Wait, what?
You see,
Wait,
you
explain
see,
this to me.
like Tom's a little jealous. Like, Tom, it was a fake. I know, but still,
It's like, listen, Nathan. You do realize you don't need to sleep with all these men. Oh, yeah, no, it's just for work. It's totally just for work.
Oh my
He's like,
God.
if you're gonna have me sleep with a fifth person, I'm gonna sleep with number one on the most wanted list.
Hunts down the dragon on the Nathan. Okay, let's get this done. Unzip.
Oh God.
Now what? Now what?
I tell you what, he would finally do what he's been wanting to do all along. He would leave Al speechless. Al would just be like,
Little squeaking.
yeah.
Fuck the dragon.
You
I have
won.
the
I'm
claw
sorry.
marks to prove it.
Oh gosh, before I forget, I need to tell Jackie she's a really good girl and scratch her behind her ears and
All right.
Yeah.
oh,
Jackie gives the cooing response.
Jackie.
Shakes her tail a little bit.
You know what I'm worried about?
Hmm.
The amount of fanfics that this is going to spawn.
They were already making
God.
names of you and Nathan together.
You've already been shipped.
Listen, I'm sorry. Right now, my favorite ship is still the Void and Patrick. Patrick is amazing.
Oh man,
Yeah.
but I will say it was a lot of fun trying to come up with a
Mhm.
non-violent solution for all this. It was
Yeah.
I did like it.
Well,
I did
non-
like it quite a bit.
non-lethal. Violent is
Yeah, it was still violent, but non-deadly. And I do really like it too because I did set you up for a situation where it couldn't be deadly. Like,
right.
literally, if he dies, you don't know who's taking his place. They could do the same. They could do something different. Who knows, right? So yeah, you couldn't have just eliminated him. That would have made things worse.
Oh yeah.
No, it was
So it was clever.
perfectly done because you put us in that situation and you also made it the one thing where we couldn't just live with. Like we were sitting here like, okay, and then if that fails, we'll try this. That has less chance, but maybe and
You
then
know,
we'll
that's
try
really
this.
funny because I came up with this situation of the pretty much the blackmail of like, do what I say and we'll leave you alone type of thing. I had that planned a while ago. I was just waiting to pull the trigger on it, finding a good opportunity. And I honestly didn't know what you'd expect, actually. when Nathan said, I was pretty much expecting you to run. Maybe you'd comply. That's me saying, like, they'll either run away or they'll comply. And if they comply, that'll be interesting. But I didn't know you guys were going to come up with a third way. I appreciate that.
A third way that's probably going to bite us in the ass. Anyways.
But that's the fun.
Anything that we were
Yeah,
going
that's
to
the
do
fun.
was going to bite us in the ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
True.
pretty much.
Your
At
asses
least
were
we
made
feel
to
like
be-
we did something.
As long as it's not those damn little bugs biting me in the ass anymore. Those things are creepy.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Nom. You mean the ticks?
Which reminds me, I need to repair my my body armor.
Yeah,
thought
you'll have
Patrick
time.
was gonna
I
work
need
on
to do
that.
so much goddamn stuff.
Yeah, I know. Patrick
gonna
is
have the
poor
time.
Patrick when he's not like studying ancient tomes and fucking figuring out decoding maps. He's got to repair everything too. He has like 3 hours to sleep a night. Must repair behemoth.
He's
Must repair
so
armor.
excited.
For the map.
For the map, he still has the gauntlets that he still needs to go and...
Yeah.
I'm excited for the map too. I love the idea of raiding an ancient temple.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Getting our Indiana Jones on?
Yeah.
Of course.
Get Aaron Jones on.
Yeah. Our Indiana rating lost.
Indiana
Never mind.
Mila / Nora.
I still,
Never-
Yeah.
I love the concept of taking Nathan out. Mila pops down, grabs him, pops back out.
Yep.
It's like a delivery order, like to go. Like, okay, DiGiorno is 30 minutes or less. We're delivering you an
Patrick
agent.
panicked.
All I remember is coming back from the restroom too. Okay, Mila, roll your damage. What?
What?
What did they do?
Yeah. This was a fun
It
experience.
It was a fun session. It was, yeah, for me, a perfect mix of tension, like, gosh, is this going to work? I don't, and excitement, so.
Yeah, good. I'm
Yeah.
glad.
All right, well, everyone, we're going to stop that session here in the stream. Thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.